Hey there, pirates. Welcome aboard the Anime No Me channel. The scene that made the jaws of millions of fans drop was not the arrival of a new legendary pirate, nor a new coup d'etat, but Shanks, the Emperor of the Sea, calmly walking through Pangaea Castle in merry joie alongside his brother Shamrock. And what you wouldn't imagine is that he is still a member of the world nobles and leads the elders, and now you're about to find out everything. I hope for your support to help our crew win, and to do so, you just need to click the thumbs up button, leave a like, and subscribe to the channel. By doing this, you will win an incredible devil fruit, so just comment which fruit you want. Guys, the revelation that it was not Shanks, but his twin brother Shamrock, who was at Pangaea Castle talking with the Gorosei, adds a layer of intrigue and complexity that elevates the theory to a whole new level of brilliance and deception. If the Gorosei were in fact dialoguing with a twin of Shanks, that does not weaken the red-haired man's connection to the world government. On the contrary, it may even strengthen it, suggesting a far more elaborate and secret plan. Imagine the scene again. An individual identical to Shanks walks with the same aura of confidence, the same presence, through the sacred halls of Mary Joyce. The conversation about a certain pirate takes place. To the outside world, or to any less attentive observer, the figure seen would be Shanks. But in reality, it was Shamrock. This opens up a myriad of possibilities. The first and most obvious, Shamrock is the visible face of Shanks's connection to the world government, or perhaps the active agent within the power structure, while Shanks maintains his facade as an independent pirate. The brothers could be operating together, each playing a vital role in a larger scheme to manipulate global events. Shanks, as a Yonko, has access and influence in the pirate world, the mess. Shamrock, in turn, would have access and influence within the system, the order. Together, they would be the true masters behind the curtain, orchestrating events to serve their own goals. Or, more ominously, the goals of Imu-sama. If Shamrock is the one who speaks directly with the Gorosei, that would explain why Shanks, as a Yonko, is not immediately attacked or arrested. He would have an official representative, someone who can move between worlds without raising the same suspicions that Shanks himself would provoke in an environment so hostile to pirates. Shamrock would be the bridge, the interlocutor, who keeps communication flowing and appearances intact. The existence of a twin brother could also be the key to unraveling the mystery behind Shanks's lineage. If, as speculated, the Figurland family is of world noble origin, then both brothers could share that heritage. One was sacrificed to become a pirate and earn the trust of the underworld, while the other remained in the shadows, acting as a vital link to central power. It would be the perfect strategy for a world noble who wants influence in all spheres without compromising his position. The matter of the certain pirate discussed between Shamrock and the Gorosei gains even more weight. If Shamrock is operating on behalf of Shanks, or vice versa, or in coordination, then the information they exchange about the pirate world is firsthand and highly privileged. It would not be a mere consultation with a Yonko, but a discussion among peers, or between an agent and his superiors about how to manage emerging threats to the system. Even with Shamrock as the direct contact, the image of Shanks as a guardian of balance or a controller of chaos remains incredibly strong. His actions, such as ending the Marineford War and intervening to stop Kaido from attacking Whitebeard, can be seen as calculated moves to maintain a certain stability in the world. If Shamrock is in the meeting room with the Gorosei, then Shanks's actions on the battlefield take on a new dimension. They would not be merely the acts of a pirate with a sense of honor, but part of a coordinated strategy between the brothers. Shanks acts publicly as the peacemaker, or the wild card, who prevents crises from escalating to the point of becoming uncontrollable for the world government. By doing so, he not only maintains the status quo, but also ensures that the most important pieces on the board like Luffy remain in motion, under observation, but not eliminated prematurely. Let's think about Marineford again. Shanks appeared at the exact moment to end the war. If the Gorosei were aware of his arrival and, through Shamrock, perhaps even facilitated or coordinated it, that completely changes the narrative. The Navy was exhausted, and the remnants of the Whitebeard pirates, enraged, still posed a threat. Shanks's intervention may have been the government's solution to avoid further casualties within its own ranks and contain the chaos. Shamrock's presence in conversations with the Gorosei could be the mechanism through which Shanks receives his directives or privileged information. While the other Yonko are viewed as threats to be confronted, Shanks is treated differently because he or his brother has a direct communication channel with the top of the chain of command. He is an anomaly in the power hierarchy, and Shamrock would be the explanation for that anomaly. This also aligns with the idea that Shanks does not actively pursue the One Piece. If his mission is something else, perhaps keeping the world in a state of manageable chaos or protecting certain secrets for Imu-sama, then his lack of interest in Laugh Tale makes perfect sense. He is already already at the center of power, acting in the shadows, and the pursuit of the final treasure would be a distraction from his true purpose. He is the chess player who does not care about pawns, but about the king's position. Shanks' strength, derived purely from haki, and the absence of a devil fruit, remains a crucial point. If there are two identical brothers operating in different spheres, the lack of a devil fruit for Shanks, and possibly for Shamrock as well, is a massive advantage. It eliminates obvious weaknesses that could expose the brothers' identities or their connection. They would be just incredibly powerful humans, making it harder to tell them apart in high-stress situations or from a distance. If Shanks and Shamrock are identical twins, they could even switch roles on certain occasions, or one could take the other's place to mislead enemies or investigative agents. One brother acting as a legendary pirate and the other as a high-level spy within the world government structure is the perfect cover. Shanks' identity as a Yonko serves as an ideal smokescreen for Shamrock's darker, more diplomatic operations. Shanks' conqueror's haki, his overwhelming strength, and his ability to influence crowds and powerful figures could be an innate trait shared by both brothers, or perhaps more prominent in Shanks, the public leader of the pirate fleet. This natural aptitude for leadership and for imposing one's will would be a valuable tool in both roles. Shanks commanding the seas and Shamrock asserting authority within complex political environments. Shanks' scar, given by Blackbeard, could also be reinterpreted. It might be a distinguishing mark for the pirate Shanks, a feature that subtly sets him apart from his brother, or that helps cement his image as a pirate who has faced real danger and is not above being wounded. It is a mark of humanity that makes him more believable in his role within the pirate world. Shanks' rivalry with or caution toward Blackbeard also takes on new meaning. If the brothers are trying to maintain an order or keep a master plan in motion, Blackbeard is the most unpredictable element, the ultimate disruptor. He does not align with any major faction in a predictable way and seeks pure chaos for his own gain. Blackbeard would be the flaw in the system that not even coordination between Shanks and Shamrock could fully anticipate or control. The existence of Shamrock as Shanks' twin brother and his role as an interlocutor with the Gorosei exponentially elevates the theory of Shanks' world noble origin and that of the Figurland family. If there are two Figurland brothers, one in the pirate world and one within the world government, the depth of their influence and their roots in the global hierarchy become even more imposing. The idea that the Figurland family is one of the oldest or most influential world noble families, with a long-term plan to maintain control over the world, fits perfectly. One of the brothers would be assigned to the pirate world to act as an embedded agent, perhaps since God Valley, as you mentioned. If Shanks was found at God Valley and adopted by Roger, as many theorize, that could have been a stratagem to place him at the heart of the pirate world. Meanwhile, Shamrock could have been raised within the world noble structure, preparing him for his role as an intermediary or even as part of the Holy Knights. This division of roles would allow the Figurland family, or the greater entity they serve, such as Imusamato, have eyes and ears in every sphere of power. Shanks, as a Yonko, would have access to information about the One Piece, the poneglyphs, and the ambitions of pirates. Shamrock, as a member of the Holy Knights or a confidant of the Gorosei, would have access to confidential world government information, the secrets of the Void Century, and marine strategies. Together, they would have a 360-degree view of the world, allowing them to act proactively to preserve the existing order. The fact that a Figurland is among the Holy Knights, or has the ability to communicate directly with the Gorosei, would indicate deep loyalty and a position of extreme trust. This would confirm that the Figurland family is not merely world noble, but among the very highest ranks, perhaps one of the founding families that swore loyalty to Imusama. The hypothesis that Shanks pretended to abandon the world nobles gains deeper meaning with Shamrock's existence. It would not be a true abandonment, but an orchestrated farce. Shanks becomes the prodigal, the rebel who joins the pirates, while Shamrock maintains the facade of loyalty to the world government. This duality would be the key to their effectiveness as agents. They would have the freedom to operate in opposing worlds, both serving a common, secret purpose. This duality of identity and purpose for Shanks and Shamrock adds immense depth to One Piece's mythology, suggesting that the greatest pirate in the world, the man who inspired the protagonist, may, in truth, be one of the most powerful guardians of the oppressive system. That would make Luffy's journey not only a fight against the world government, but an eventual confrontation with his own childhood hero, a touch of Shakespearean tragedy that Oda loves to explore. What seemed like a simple correction, the presence of Shamrock reveals an abyss of possibilities in how Shanks' actions can be interpreted. That was today's content. We hope you liked it and want to share your opinion on the subject. Don't forget to share the video, give it a thumbs up, and I'll see you in the next video. Take care and stay amazing.